Welcome to Scorched Earth. This is going to be a general mid-month reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Ascendant. It's going to cover the last 2 weeks of May, so it's going to be a little shorter than the standard general readings. And I'm going to try and I'm going to try not to pull any clarifiers to try and keep it nice and short. So, I'm using the Crow Tarot for you today. So, some 3 cards for Capricorn, please. There's the first, and the second, and the third. So, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, we've got the Magician, and we've got the Two of Swords. Now, this is very interesting. I'm not at all surprised to see the first 2 cards. My apologies. Because the monthly reading that I did for you was very much bound up in something new. It felt like something new, potentially work-wise, coming in for you, or that you just started. But you had been working towards this for quite some time, right? And there was a sense that you were finally achieving it. But there was an imposter syndrome was kind of creeping in a little bit. So here we see in your current energy, that thing that you as a Capricorn have been working towards, whether that's commitment in a relationship or, your pentacles, your money, or just your work security, work stability, something like that. You've worked towards it and you've achieved it. But then we've got this Two of Swords here. Now, Two of Swords for me is the card of making an intellectual choice, right? It's removing emotions and intuition from the process, though. And so, as such, I don't really like this card very much. Interestingly enough, it just came up for Scorpio as well, so that is now like 2 out of 2 readings that I've done where this card has come up. But rather than with them, it being a complete emotional lockdown, I'm looking at the position of the crow on this card, right? It's kind of got 1 foot on one sword and 1 foot on the other, and it's got its blindfold. It's actually quite an uncomfortable position to be in, because we're assuming that those swords are sharp, right? So it's kind of feeling like it's right on the edge of something. I'm going to pull some clarifiers. It might be just this imposter syndrome kicking in a little bit and it making you feel like you're kind of perched on 2 swords, right? Until the point where you kind of hit your stride and you know what you're doing. You're trying not to let your emotions cloud the situation too much, but let's have a look. Yeah. See, the card that flipped here is the Devil. And I think this is what we're talking about. It's this low-level imposter syndrome thing that you've got going on at the moment that is really... It couldn't be further from the truth, the things that you're worrying about, right? We've got the 5 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here, and that talks about lack, it talks about poverty. But I feel like it's a perceived lack in you that is causing you to sit here in this thing, this imposter syndrome. The 2 clarifiers that we've got are the Ace of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. Right? This is this new opportunity coming in, whether it's to make more money, or it's a new job, new promotion, new house or something. Take it as it resonates to you. But here is the opportunity that you've been given, right? And here's your reaction to it. Imposter syndrome. Capricorn, we talked about this, right? You've got where you are on your own merits. You have clearly, this is the middle card in the 3 that I've pulled, right? You've manifested the sin. This hasn't just dropped into your lap. This is something that you've been working for a long time. Anyway, let's pull 3 cards and see what's coming towards you for the last 2 weeks of May. So 3 cards for Capricorn, please. Oh, got a million. Well, I'm going to take that because it's the Wheel of Fortune and it flew out. The others kind of dropped out. I've noticed that we've got the Devil at the bottom here, right? This is you, right? Just as it was before. because the devil is a card of Capricorn. But it's speaking to me more of fear than it is speaking to me of, you know, a strong presentation of your energy, right? Low-level knittery. Got the death cards come out here. I think we're going to see this coming to an end, this thing that you're worrying about, but the Wheel of Fortune is an interesting card to throw into the mix. 2 more cards for Capricorn, please. We've got the High Priestess. Oh, I like that. 1 more card for Capricorn, please. This is interesting. So, at the bottom of the deck, we've got the 3 of Cups, followed by the 3 of Wands, 2 3s. Nice. This talks about, you know, community, getting together with people. These could be your new work colleagues, right? But this could also just be cause for celebration, because we've got expansion under the card here, right? 2 3s together. This speaks to me of you getting a bit more comfortable, like I was saying, kind of hitting your stride. But what's coming towards you in the last 2 weeks of May are 3 major arcana cards, right? So this cannot be understated. Right? This is important. And what it is, it seems to be a new opportunity that's kind of, it's a new opportunity, a decision that is going to need to be made by you. Right, but there's a certain opportunity kind of feel to it because we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, and we've got the High Priestess, which could either mean that currently this new thing, this opportunity that's kind of being spun your way, is currently being kept secret by the universe potentially, or it's something that you are going to need to use your intuition to make a decision about. Let's pull some more cards and see if we can't kind of make some more of that. How about the Wheel of Fortune, please? Ace of Cups. How about the Wheel of Fortune? 10 of Cups, fucking hell. Okay, well, whatever it is, there's a certain sense of emotional fulfillment that you can expect from it, right? This is new or renewal, right? So maybe the lockdown has kept you separated from something that you really, really enjoy, right? And it's gonna change in the last 2 weeks of May, and you're gonna get it back, right? That's a renewal kind of interpretation of this. Something that gives you a great deal of satisfaction. And maybe it's even, you know, your family, being able to see your family again, right? If it's not that, then you're going to get a kind of emotional curveball that's going to be sent to you, but in the best possible way, right? It's something that you don't see coming, and it's something new, but it's something that's ultimately very, very fulfilling. Right? We've got the High Priestess next. Whoa. Intriguing. We've got the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles both in reverse, right? This way around, this talks about feeling trapped, feeling stuck in a situation. And this is feeling left out and abandoned, you know, or fearing those things. This is a removal of both of those. It's coming out of that energy. To come out of it, you must have been in it in the first place. So whatever's been making you feel trapped, right, that's shifting. Whatever's been making you feel less than, that's shifting too. And as the High Priestess is there, actually, let me just go to the Lovers before I say anything. Tell me about the Lovers. What decision? Wow. The Lovers has come out to clarify the Lovers. There's a big decision coming up. Big decision. Let's see if we can't see what it is. Let's flip that around the right way, right? Tell me about the Lovers, please. Right. So, we've got the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. This big decision seems to revolve around a partnership with someone, a relationship with someone. Right? And that doesn't have to be romantic. It can be entirely platonic, or it can be family members, something like that. You know, it's anybody with whom you have an interpersonal relationship, and we have hundreds of those with all sorts of people, right? But this is quite a strong one because this is two people who are on the same page about something. Notice the symmetry of that card there, right? So we've got this partnership, this relationship, you know, whatever kind of that is, and then we've got the Three of Wands, which can speak about travel, certainly. But it talks about expansion, expanding horizons, right? It came out underneath this cause for celebration here at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm trying to work out is whether this is currently secret because you are keeping it secret from people, or whether this is secret because the universe hasn't shown it to you yet as an opportunity. But whatever it is, the decision revolves around this expansion from a 2 to a 3, right? Here. It's a big choice up ahead. But it certainly seems for the better, because it's pulling you out of this feeling of being stuck, being restricted, potentially even self-sabotaging. It's pulling you out of this feeling of abandonment or poverty, imposter syndrome, potentially. I'm seeing that here. And it's something that is going to be emotionally fulfilling in the extreme, right? Could see this as a stepping up of a relationship in some way. But the important thing is the wheels are turning. And in the last 2 weeks of May, remember time is fluid, so it can be, you know, I'd say up to a week either side of that. It may be that you're already getting a sense of this, or it may be that it doesn't come in until, say, maybe the first week of June, something like that. But wheels are turning and things are happening, and it looks like an improvement on all sorts of levels for you, certainly emotionally. Can I get some advice for Capricorn, please, for the last 2 weeks of May? Advice. Ooh, Six of Wands. Nice. Some advice for Capricorn, please. The Empress. Some advice for Capricorn, please. The Devil. Now, since the Empress has arrived on the table, and the Ace of Cups is here, and the Lovers is here, I'm going to throw this in because it's something that I see. It's possible that there's news of a pregnancy that could be coming to you and is very close to you, if it's a thing. Right? I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. Obviously, it's not going to be for everybody, but the High Priestess, Ace of Cups, Lovers, it's potential, especially with this idea of like stepping up a relationship in some way, right? Great emotional fulfillment. But then we've got the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory here. The Empress, which is about fertility and abundance and bringing new things into the world, like literally birthing new things into the world. But this can be creative projects, this can be new ideas, you know, new ways of doing things, possibly. And then we've got the Devil, which is you, right? It's a really strong presentation of you. And I feel like it's telling you to kind of follow your gut because it's come out with the High Priestess, right? When you self-sabotage, when you're suffering from imposter syndrome and stuff like that, what you're not doing is trusting yourself and having trust and faith in your own abilities in whatever way, right? The Magician's already come out to kind of entrench the point that you can trust yourself. You've got to where you are under your own steam, right? Because of your own skills, because of the amount of work that you put into whatever it is, right? So these ideas of being less than are redundant, and you need to shake them off. You need to take a bit of pride in yourself, I feel, with the Six of Wands, right? Really understand and appreciate and give yourself a pat on the back for what it is that you've actually achieved. Let me see what this Empress is. The Empress, please. So maybe it's not this deck that I want to use. Which deck is it? I'm going to use the commonplace. Let's see. Ooh, this is exciting. That's too many. And see, we've got the Hierophant here now as well, which could also speak to marriage. But we've got an old situation, a commitment and stability, and a healing off the back here. Possible. I'm not going to take those because they fell, but shuffle them back in. Tell me about the Empress, please. And what we have is the Emperor. Oh boy. We've got strength at the bottom of the deck. That's the card of Leo, but it speaks about internal strength. It talks about strength of character, right? It talks about being strong enough to withstand the storm, you know, whatever it is. And I feel like there's a certain sense of relaxing and then kind of like being hit with something new. But this something new is ultimately for your betterment. There's going to be a great deal of emotional satisfaction and you got to kind of ride the wave with it a little bit, right? Because what's clarifying here, right? We've got a divine partnership here. We've got an Empress and an Emperor, right? These are divine counterparts, and we've got death. Something about the situation that you're in at the moment is going to be utterly transformed. And if this is a stepping up in some way of a relationship, then you can totally see that being the thing. But it seems like you just have to kind of bite the bullet and trust, right, that everything that you've done is right, and that this little knittery voice, it can just fuck off because you don't need it anymore, right? Because new things are coming in for you and the landscape is going to change dramatically. But trust yourself that you've got this, right? Because what you don't want to do is retreat in fear away from it, because it's bringing something beautiful in for you. It's really exciting. Like Capricorn, if this resonates in any way, I'd love it if you would like the video or leave a comment or something like that, or even send me a message. Because this is extraordinarily beautiful, what I see here. I really, really like it for you. Just don't cock it up by getting scared, right? No, hit it head on, face on, yeah, with your goat head, and you'll be fine. Right. I have got an extended. It was for the monthly, actually, but since this seems to carry on so strongly from the monthly reading, I'm going to link it in there as well. So if you're interested in that, go and have a look. But otherwise, I'll be back in about a fortnight or so for the June monthlies. So take care. Exciting. See you soon.